city.
Oh, and here they had the petition from the 26th of June.
29th.
I mean 29th. Hi.
Hi. Hey, Mike.
How's it going?
Who's this?
11.
Hello.
It's just gonna shut it off for you
I
guys.
know.
Oh, let's
We
see.
parked like 2 minutes there
Yeah.
on accident.
Okay. And Jacob said that we did know about it and that he did say everything about it.
He did not.
Said that you called the VOE and the SOS Board of Elections in Secretary of State. I said August 8th is his deadline. He said, I cautioned everyone about the day those guys came from Toledo. And he did tell us, and it does say that in our state law.
One time he said that Rexville had a 10-day deadline because it was in their charter. We called the Board of Elections and Secretary of State. They said nothing about it. When we called, that was the only time it was ever brought up. He never warned us that we should do this or we should turn it in early. He never said that.
Who's the he we're talking about?
Jake. Jake never said that.
Well, it's we should not be blaming one another. None of us. The point is, I mean, the people who should know how to do this was the Board of Elections and the Finance Director. And you went to both. You went to the Finance Director first, and you went to the Board of Elections. And if they couldn't give us the proper procedure, to me, I don't understand how they are punishing us because of their incompetence. Thank you. That's the word. I mean, why? We did everything that we could by the book, and we're being punished for it.
Right. But like I said, if we would have talked to a lawyer at the beginning,
I'm not so sure lawyers all know what's wrong.
they would have found out.
Yeah, well,
They may not have the, but they would have known where to look for
They would
it.
have found out if they would have called the BOE or they would have called the Finance Director. They wouldn't have known it either. I mean, well,
They would have looked at state law.
the thing I've said, Amanda, is that we accomplished a lot by getting 866 people who did not know about this before, or at least did not have their own thinking about it condensed and solidified and formatted so that they wanted to take action. They may have known, but they at least took action, and that is an accomplishment. And that primarily, that's what this whole effort is. It's an effort to inform, to educate, so that the appropriate action can be taken eventually.
But what is an appropriate action? We tried the petition. That was all done.
I mean, a constitutional amendment. When the issue
We were blocked on
up,
that.
Pardon me?
So we were blocked on that.
Well, we're not the only ones. People are doing it all over the country, and we at least have 866 people here who know more about it now than they did before and would be willing to jump on board, and who would, if their friend or neighbor were talking about it, could say, yes, I support that, that is a good cause, and so that is how the whole thing spreads.
I mean, I think we can just keep campaigning for it. Even if we can't get it on until 2015 or whatever, I mean, it's still something we shouldn't totally give up on. We just might have to move on to other.
But I mean, it's a wasted issue. There's no, like you said, nothing can be done about it until 2015 as it sits right now.
Things are being done about it all across the country because more and more people are knowing about it. So that's helping. And our 866 people are helping. That's all. We've got to believe that. I can't take it negative and just go, wow. That's how I felt last night, let me tell you. I felt pretty wow.
I cried when I freaking
Me
read
too.
it.
And I was in the middle of a meeting. I had to get up and leave.
Jake said we can get it on before 2015 if we collect signatures again. We can get it on in 2014.
It'll be voted for 2013, but the way the petition is worded, we'd have to change the petition to have it be done after all elections instead of just federal elections.
We have to.
And then if we
who
did
knows?
that, then all these signatures and everything that we did do would be nothing because we can't change a petition that's already been signed.
So you're talking about the part where it's talking about the Democracy Day, where
Yeah.
it's only set up after
Federal
elections.
elections.
It's set
Not
up
all
after every
elections,
single
but
election.
federal elections.
Gotcha.
I suggested to change that, but I was shot down. That was a bad idea to change it.
We can reword it.
Yeah, but we have to get all signatures again. We can't reward it for the signatures that we already got.
Can we get a copy of the ballot initiative or a copy of the petitions that we sent in?
Who got it? They made copies of the petitions you sent.
Yeah, but we don't have one.
You were faxed. You were.
No, she made copies to send to the Secretary of State.
Okay, is there any way we can get copies of those, or if we can get the original back?
Well, the originals are with the city, and on the 18th they're going to take them over to Board of Elections, and then they're going to be certified.
Okay, well, she made copies to send to.
We could probably ask them. I have to pay for the copies, though.
Okay, well,
If
if
we-
we can get copies of them, then we can contact the people that signed
Yeah.
this one, tell them what happened with it,
Well,
and then.
I mean, if we're going to redo it, we're just going to redo it. We won't.
Well, we have all their addresses and stuff
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
petitions.
I mean, we'll just go to the
we
same-
could just set up a letter and just mail it to them, and we don't have to go door to door.
Sure, we
just
do.
be like, look, this
We
is
have
what
to.
happened.
We have to be in front of them for the.
No, but
Not
them
to sign
the
it.
petitions.
Not to sign it. I'm talking about just let them know what happened with this, and that we would be potentially will be back around.
45 cents a family. It's pretty stupid for a mail. You know.
Even a postcard is what 35 cents.
I plan to write a letter to the editor, which maybe many of these people might read. But it would be hard, it would be costly to send something to every single person.
For 860.
I mean, you know, I mean, several letters to the editor could be written. I would hope that,
Well, I contacted Bethany, who was there from the Crescent News I called her this afternoon,
good.
and I told her I didn't talk to her. I left her a message on her voicemail, invited her to this meeting. So obviously she didn't, But I left her my number and everything, so maybe she'll call because she seemed pretty on top of things, and so maybe she'll call and.
Maybe she could give us a little. See, maybe if we piggyback that on top of a meeting.
But see,
if we go to the city council. I mean, I think at some point we need to go back to the city council with this. So it will get that kind of publicity too.
Right.
And that will be good. Because I think we've got some very valid points to make here. This whole thing that you followed
Right.
the rule. You went to the finance director.
But all that does is say that we got screwed, and they can sit there and say, yeah, you got screwed. But that's too bad because it's still too late for the November ballot. The deadline's passed. No matter who screwed who, the deadline has passed. And I don't even know if a court can have it. If it was taken to court and the court gave an injunction to put it on a ballot, I don't know if it's even possible. But we don't have.
That's a question we could ask.
Right. Who asked who? There's no lawyer that we know of that
even wants to.
would even work with us after the fact.
We heard from one lawyer.
If we would work with somebody,
whose name will be
who would work with
nameless,
somebody
who
before the
says
whole thing happened.
It's a bad idea in
And,
the first place. It doesn't make
we
any
were
sense.
told,
The corporate
through that
reason,
lawyer and everything,
therefore,
the
according
wrong
to this
information.
lawyer,
Then maybe we had some kind of
is
to come back and say, hey, we got screwed.
Can you believe it?
We didn't get any
Yes.
legal advice
Yeah.
And that's
beforehand,
what's
but
sad
we got
about it.
screwed.
Is I can't believe that.
They were like, well, you should have got some legal advice.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, we can do all that stuff. We can try. I wrote a letter to that lawyer who supposedly was all about the petition process and moved to amend and everything, and I don't hear a thing back from
Well,
you.
but maybe we still will.
Maybe.
I mean, keep on. I mean, you said you gave him the timeline of exactly what we did. Boy, we better hear from that.
Open up our email. I sent it through the Occupied Defense email.
See if he's there. Yeah, maybe there's something.
Oh, and Jake said we didn't comply with the rules, we screwed ourselves, but we should admit that and not blame anyone. Just ask city council to put it on the ballot. And he also said we don't need a lawyer.
We don't.
And he said that you told him you would contact other lawyers also.
I did. I told him I did. He answered his phone.
You did contact other
I contacted Joe. Contacted Joe O'Neill, and Joe O'Neill said, Joe O'Neill told me to talk to Joe Deal, and I talked to her, and I told her what she already said, And Joe O'Neill sent me an email.
You said to talk. Joe O'Neill told you to talk to.
Joe Deal.
Deal.
She's
Deal.
part of the
DIEH.
she's part of the Board of Elections.
And what did she tell you to do?
She's the one that said that the deadline's passed, but that the process will still continue to take place for the May election, or the 2013 election, is what she said.
It's gonna be baby in the background of our Ustream. Get him out. Says you get him out.
And Joe O'Neill's against our petitions. Because 10 days earlier, we had over 600 signatures.
Why? Okay. If we were told to have it done by what, the 8th?
8.
Why do we need it 10 days before the deadline? Why don't they just make the deadline?
Yeah.
Hey
that-
Jim,
that
what's the password
doesn't-
for the Gmail account?
10.
Should be 10 gazebo day 5, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand why there's this 10-day thing to begin with.
I neither.
Because if
It says it's in the state statute that your
Because it's
local.
a city ordinance, the local ordinance, yeah.
Okay, so but then when we asked for the deadline, why didn't they say 10 days before this instead of just, oh, this is the day?
Because their deadline is August 8th.
But we took it to the finance director first, and he was the finance director
Didn't know.
has supposed to be the one you turn it into 10 days before, but he didn't tell us that.
He didn't know.
He did not tell us, you must turn this into me 10 days before the Board of Elections deadline, so that we can have it on file for the public to examine in that period. Because that is apparently the state law, but we didn't know it, and he didn't tell us that.
But see, that's not
and
the.
neither did the Board of Elections.
But the point is, they did have it for 10 days. They didn't have the signatures
He
for 10
said-
days, but they
yeah.
had the petition for 10
Yeah,
days.
he said, that's the thing that's amazing, is that Roger says they took the wording of the petition to the finance director June 29, and it was approved for approval or for what?
It was filed with them.
It was filed with them. So they had it since June 29, but they did not have the finished petition with all the signatures on it until, because we did not know we were supposed to do that, and they didn't tell us. See?
They didn't know, and they're coming up with all this shit after the fact, not before the fact. They didn't say this before the.
Because this is not something they do every day. Nobody signs petitions and gets them stuff.
What did you want to know?
Well, you were wanting to see the email to see if that lawyer from,
Are you in there?
Yeah.
from
Go.
Move to Amend.
Is there anything new? Is there still 5? Is there 5 emails in the thing?
You understand
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit?
So go to the sent box.
I mean, it's just a lot of incompetence on
Go to the sent
the
file.
part of two agencies,
You send it to?
which should have
It says Greg College referred.
explained to us.
Is the title of it. Should be the top one.
What you were trying to do.
Coleridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on that one. That's the letter that I sent to all
But
the.
regardless, if none of this
Everybody.
pans out and we can't, get it on the ballot for November, at least we have reached those people. And I mean, we can still
And
keep going.
those people are better informed. See, movements are going to be starting all across the country now. It's going to be talked about more and more. So these people are now better informed about it.
You know what frustrates me the most about being involved with this whole entire thing is that I feel like we're trying to do the right things. We're trying, to go about things the right way. And the negative reaction that I get every time instantly is just because of the Occupy, just that one word. Seriously. I feel like if we tried to go about stuff with a different name, I'm not saying let's change our name. I'm just saying like automatically I feel like I have to like fight that much harder to even get people to listen, and it's
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Yeah, 'cause there's that whole stigma with it.
Yeah. I'm not saying let's change it. I don't want to change it. I don't think we should have to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that I come up against all the time.
But the fact that we are promoting such an important issue to me gives greater status to the Occupy movement.
I agree.
And
I mean, because
those
so many people agreed with that. I
yes,
mean, because we only got a small portion of the city, and we got that many signatures in not a very big amount of time.
Yeah, so the only thing we got to do is everybody affiliates that with a bunch of hobos and like a bunch of lazy hippies that don't want to do anything and don't work or anything like that. And we just got to kind of change that whole perception of it.
Right.
I think it's changing. The problem is, of course, the mainstream media is trying to portray Occupy that way because they know that potentially Occupy could create some real revolutionary changes in this country,
Yeah.
and they're gonna make it look like a bunch of dope
Well, like
heads or
that thing
something.
on the internet, that video, Mike's dad actually posted it, and he's like, "Go get a real job." And I told Mike, I was like, that kind of amuses me because I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one in Occupy Defiance that doesn't have a
real-
legit job. Like I babysit. I don't. You know what I mean? I was like, that's just ridiculous. But at least I know him, and I can talk to him about it, and you know what I mean? Not that it'll change a whole lot, I imagine.
Well, see, they watch the corporate-controlled media, which definitely is very concerned about Occupy.
I don't get it because, like, I agree with his dad on a lot of political stuff.
Oh, I did
It
get
drives me nuts.
the kit. And I brought the kit today since you're not going to be here. Just so you know.
Yeah,
You're talking to Jake.
what is all these? What are all these things?
These are the bracelets for, we got like 50 of them. So we got those.
Stuff
And
when we
then
go to Occupy Monsanto
Where
in
is
Lima.
it's in Lima?
Finland.
this is our press release. So you put our information in there and get it sent out to whoever. Then we got really cool stuff. Got some little trinkets we can hand out, a badge.
How do you
Little
get that
suit.
stuff?
No, this is cool.
And then
This is a hazmat outfit.
we got our biohazard. Boom.
Should put that on my kitchen right now.
You probably can't even read that. But yeah, we got the kid in. I got a hold of Cleveland and Columbus, and they're supposed to talk about it and see if they want to come support us. And I think it's about. I got to get a hold of them today. I think Cleveland or Columbus was supposed to talk about it on Sunday at their meeting, but I got to get back with them and find out what's up. Anybody else got anything to say about Monsanto?
I went and checked out their website last night,
Yeah.
yesterday, and there was this chart. I saved it to my computer, and it led me to their site. I don't remember what I was reading, but how many of like the Monsanto people are like in the U.S. government? Like
I
have
think
worked for
Jacob
them? I don't know
posted a
where it
Well,
is.
picture
the
of that.
revolving door. They go from government back to Monsanto and back to government.
I read something today, some picture about
And did anybody find any like videos, like Monsanto videos to download or anything, or stuff to print out, or ideas for stuff we can do while we're out there picketing?
I just found a chart. I mean, I could look up stuff.
Good talking points. And
So he said we should think of something like a schedule that we could write up, like an itinerary for while we're down there. Maybe we could do like
Take a
a
grill.
huh?
Take a grill and make hot dogs.
Take a grill.
And like get the big ballpark ones and like get the little ones and stay at that one. The smaller ones not. Compare them.
Nice.
Jimbo. Jimbo free hot dog.
Yeah, there we go.
Do those even exist at all?
Yeah,
Hot dogs
I
are
wonder.
disgusting.
I wonder. Jimbo. Is that a Saturday? 17th?
It's on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Well, I set it up the time on the event page at 1 o'clock to like 8, but I figured depending on how much cooperation we have with like the other Monsanto or the other Occupy groups, we could kind of change the times up. I'm probably gonna have to work that day, so I'm not gonna be able to get down there until like 4:30 or something like that. Unless I
My
can talk
kids
to
to
my
work,
boss
and I'll have all my
early,
kids
but
back.
So there'd be like 4 of us there.
maybe I'll figure it out.
Well, we have to make a presence. We gotta make a
Smile.
I'll go. I can.
But I'll be giving Cleveland and Columbus a call again tonight and try to get see what's going on. Because all the other smaller Occupy groups around the area, I sent them all emails, but none of them have like a
Right.
contact phone number that we can get a hold of them with.
And if Occupy Finley isn't even interested in it, I'm not interested. We're gonna have dinner.
Oh, if Occupy Finley even still exists.
Yeah.
That's the point. Because Occupy Lime, I got back with them, but they said there's only 3 people in their group, so like there's really nothing happening down here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only thing we're really going to run into is the groups that are not active anymore.
Right.
And does anybody know anything about Funk the War?
But what?
Funk the War,
No.
dance thing. Hmm.
You read this. You read it.
I'm gonna move that.
He said that you were supposedly interested in getting other groups from other areas to come out to that one. Like the Funk the War.
No. Know nothing about that.
That's better. Let me see you. Did you know all these people were here? Yeah.
I think that's the one where they were.
Do you?
I know what the event's
Dancing.
about. Yeah, they're gonna have a big to do about it. You know,
Your
the
first
whole day of action or whatever, and we were supposed to talk about having something down
Mommy's so
at
proud.
Planet Park. We never got any.
Getting it planned around.
Yeah.
You gonna smile?
Might want to talk a little bit louder so.
You're so sleepy.
Hmm.
There's also talks about having the Rust Belt meeting here in Defiance too, but there was nothing ever discussed about that plan either.
Um, did did he post anything else on the Rust Belt or anybody?
I don't think so.
Um, So the Rust Belt conference call is coming up in a week or two. So I think we're gonna resort to just doing a conference call as opposed to trying to get everybody together.
My
Maybe do
bones
something
are-
like Skype or something.
I love bones.
And he said he'll have the info for our conference call up tonight. I think he's talking about the move to amend or just you were here last time. Was he talking about the move to amend conference call that we're doing, or are we gonna do one
I don't know.
on Occupy Ohio?
I think there's a move to amend conference call coming up, but I don't know why we would be a part of that anymore.
Okay, there are actually 4 calls. Yeah, he's typing up okay, slow. And I emailed the Occupy the Midwest Assembly. It's going to be up in Detroit. It's on August 23rd through the 26th. And I just sent them an email asking kind of like what would they suggest to bring, like materials and stuff like that if we wanted to attend.
That's a 3-day meeting.
Yeah, I can send it to the Google thing after we get off of here, like when I get home. But yeah, they basically sent like what to expect. Kind of for the amount of people, they're expecting like 300 people to show up, somewhere under there, but they don't really know. So there's 4 calls. We got the Move to Amend State call, Move to Amend National, Occupy Defiance, and then Occupy the Rust Belt. 4 conference calls there.
Okay, say that again.
We got the Move to Amend State and National, and then we got Occupy Defiance and Occupy the Rust Belt.
Let's slow down with all that. Toys are so cheap.
I'm gonna have to take over. I'm going over to Deb's office. Are you going there? Your drive?
What's going on?
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to see if there's some stuff I could use for the booth.
Okay.
And I've got it.
We're gonna get Angela Zimmons to go over and make phone calls.
So we need to. He's going to be on the Move to Amend Ohio call, but we need to put somebody on the national call. The Occupy Defiance call will be on Sunday at 7 o'clock.
This Sunday?
And the Rust Belt's not set yet. It'll be in like 2 weeks.
The move to amend state call and the move to amend national call at the same time?
They're not at the same time, no. I had that information taken down at one point in a set of notes, but
Say again?
I had that information put down like when those calls were, but they're at home.
And that's disgusting. Hold it. Hold his hair. Did you see that? That was disgusting.
That's all right.
Is that the letter that Roger sent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Explaining what happened?
I'll forward it to you.
Thank you. Okay. And you sent Greg Coleridge. Who's he again?
He's the guy that Jake been emailing back and forth to amend. But only Jake. He wasn't contacting the rest of us about anything.
Yeah.
And then whenever I emailed him, Greg, about this whole issue, he never responded to my email. And he had my email because he sent me the petitions to be printed out. So he sent me those emails. But whenever I responded to him, he didn't. The other emails I sent to him, he always responded to. So I don't know what that was about.
He said he emailed you twice.
Who?
I don't know, somebody you were just talking about.
Greg Coleridge?
He emailed me about with the petitions, but not anything after I sent an email to him that the petitions were invalid. I missed the deadline for the petition. I haven't received an email from him since.
I'm laughing at what you said.
What?
I'm laughing about what that guy said. I don't want to mention the name. Can anybody, is this open to the public, this game? I mean,
Yeah, but nobody knows about it.
but I just don't want to mention anybody's name in particular. The fact that that person said, well, that's not going to help the Obama campaign. I can't. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just plain crazy.
I'm not afraid of it. I'll mention his name. You know, Joe O'Neill's his name. I'm not worried about him. What's he gonna do? Sue me because I told the truth about him?
You go to jail for that
Yeah.
nowadays.
Shit.
Oh, this world is good.
He's talking about like, we're trying to get help from the MTA, like the national level. So we still have to. I don't think we've ever named people for like our movement webpage and stuff like that. Like our contact information on there.
See that?
Like after we did that, after him and I got on the conference call, we are supposed to name somebody like web admin, somebody like that, to take care of that. But I think that kind of got shoved under because we only had like a couple people show up to the meeting for a little bit. And we need to have somebody as a rep for the national calls to do those. So, we need somebody to take care of the website. Like our Movement Men, we have like a certain page on there that we all have to take care of because we're partners. It's kind of our information on what we're doing around here. So.
But there really isn't anything that we're doing anymore. There really isn't anything that we're doing anymore. I mean, if we can't get this approved by the city council, which I seriously doubt we will, then the process has pretty much come to an end.
But we could at least put on there what we did and how, what we accomplished and the problems we faced. Maybe some other group could benefit from that.
But not for another 2 years.
It's not gonna all come to a stop. I truly believe this is just, it's gonna be bubbling up all across the country with all kinds of efforts.
It's just a setback. We just gotta get more publicity. Because if you think about it, we haven't really.
But to what audience?
When we got it, huh?
But to what audience?
Whoever happens to be listening. I mean, the next big thing is go to council meeting. That's gotta be our next effort, right? Isn't that what we do next? Does he agree on that going to council is our next effort?
Yeah, he said something about agreeing with that.
But we should have. I mean, we should go there. We can't just go there blindly and say we got screwed. Now what are we gonna do? We got to go there.
We don't have to put it that way. I mean, no, we don't have to put it that way.
And Jake said it will not come to an end until the Constitution is amended. Period.
As soon as he said that, I knew he was going to say that.
That's fine, but I mean, there's no process being done right now to change the Constitution. There's this effort being done locally, but we can't locally change the Constitution.
But we're part of the whole.
Yes, but my question is, which hasn't been answered yet, is what are they doing nationally to change? Because the national Constitution is what needs to be changed. What are the efforts being done now
Go
to get that done?
Amend site there, tell you about all the places that are doing things, and Public Citizen is doing stuff, and Bernie Sanders is doing stuff.
Right, but they're all
other legislation is being.
But all of those different things are competing against each other.
They're not. They're all part of the whole thing to educate and inform.
If you go to the Move to Amend site, it has a list of all the other amendments, personhood amendments, and they're criticizing every single one on why they don't the one. Do ours, don't do those other ones, is what they're saying.
But it's like a snowball. It'll gradually grow and grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually they'll all settle on one form of wording, which it needs to have all these different wordings so that they can evaluate and decide which is the best way. It's going to. This is all part of the effort to inform and educate. I mean, even if everything had gone smoothly for us and we got it on the ballot and if it got approved, we would just be one little community that did it.
But we could have been making an effort because there would be an audience to be had. Because there would be a ballot initiative coming up that we can inform people about it. Now we can inform everybody we want, but to no end because there's no ballot initiative.
Well, but we can still say we wanted one. It didn't materialize yet, but this is still a valid issue that needs to be informed. People need to understand. I mean, we could pursue it in the same way and keep trying to inform people, and I think we should. I mean, there is a petition at Move to Amend that you can just sign the petition. We could get people to sign that petition, not our petition, for a ballot issue, but there's a petition there to sign, which you turn into Move to Amend, and they're getting hundreds and hundreds of signatures all across the country from people who want this to happen. And we could do that.
And we still got our information meeting with college, right? Those dates were set up.
Yeah.
Do what?
You got those emails?
That college date is I hopefully going to go on. And I heard about something.
I don't know.
Remember Todd's deal where he's going to have that?
Yeah, he sent the email.
He was gonna write a letter to the editor on how great it was that we got this petition passed, and how wonderful the thing was, and how we're gonna have this to get all the information out for this petition that was passed. But that's not gonna happen now.
Yeah, we can still do it. You can still rewrite the letter, and we can still get information out there. Because honestly, I had no clue about corporate personhood until I started getting involved with this group. So.
Right, but like I said, to what end? I mean, we have no audience. There's no. Even if you tell everybody about it, they all pick up a pitchfork and a torch and go out there and start marching. To what end?
It's better than doing nothing, right? It's still a national issue that needs to be taken care of, and we still have to inform people about it. If people aren't informed, then.
And I heard about something else at the Democrats meeting yesterday. At the college, they have something called Constitution Day.
Yeah, they've been talking about that. Todd's been talking about that since.
I wondered what Todd
They
had
said
to
they were
say.
going to be doing away with this. What Todd said.
I gotta talk to Todd about that.
This was going to be the last year for it.
You had mentioned Constitution Day, something we heard about. Well, even if it is the last year, whatever, we could at least be there. I mean, what issue would be more important on Constitution Day than the fact that the Supreme Court said that the corporations are people under the Constitution? Where does it say that? Where?
We have to leave, but
Yeah, we do
if
too.
somebody email me or Facebook me or something and let me know what is going on. And if any decisions are made today, watch his
He
face.
says,
Don't
this is
don't share this on
serious.
the internet. But
Oh, come on.
Jake said,
Oh,
way to
come
go,
on.
way to keep it positive.
Yo, is she making a face out of your face? Oh, mama. You do that to me.
If I have to censor myself, why should I say? Why should I say anything if I have to
It
censor
wasn't
myself?
sarcasm against you.
Who was it against?
It wasn't against
Who
anybody.
was it toward?
Probably me and Dolores.
Big old belly.
He said, way to keep positive and way to stay on task. Instead of like last couple of years where we kind of went off on a tangent about whatever.
Well, I gotta get going too. Oops, here's this. There. Well, thank you for getting all this stuff from Monsanto.
Sure.
Oh, I'm taking those ones.
Oh, are you taking those? Okay. All right. Okay. I gotta blow this joint.
But we're just gonna adjourn the meeting for tonight then.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Second motion.
I second that we adjourn it. Alright. We're
Yay.
out.
Meeting
I'm gonna
adjourned.
go make
See you,
some
Jake.
GMO dinner. Oh, good timing.
Gonna go make some GMO